I'm here at the British Library with the curator of Britanahay exhibit, Michael Erdman, and I'm going to ask him to tell us a little bit about the exhibit that he curated recently. Michael, if you could tell us about the Britanahay exhibit at the British Library, what was in your mind when you thought of putting this exhibit together?
Well, Britanahay is a small display within the library's John S. Ritblatt Treasures Gallery that came about through a collaboration with the Embassy of Armenia to the United Kingdom, with the Armenian Institute, and with some of our partners around the world to think about the ways in which we could tell multiple stories about the interactions between Armenians and Britons around the world, and to tell the history through a number of different channels of Armenian communities here in the UK. It was based largely on what we hold in the library. So it was about looking through manuscripts, printed materials, magazines, ephemera, and trying to see all of the different ways that Armenians in the UK and within the British Empire made their mark on culture, politics, history, religion, social relationships, so that people who visited, whether they were Armenian or non-Armenian, would get a sense of just how deep the influence of Armenian communities is on the UK and how long that relationship has lasted.
What are, let's say, the two items that you want to highlight from the exhibit?
The two items that I really do like. I think probably one of the standout ones is obviously Ancienne Nouvelle Chronique de l'Angleterre. So it's a large manuscript in French, copied in the 15th century, that attests to the meeting between King Levon V and of Cilicia and Richard II of England. I like it because, on the one hand, it's a historical document that speaks to how long this relationship has lasted. And on the other hand, it's also a beautiful manuscript that shows the date of meeting, the two men shaking hands, the dinner they're about to have, the fact that they're probably going to play chess at some point. It really humanizes those political relationships that sometimes we forget are between individuals. And I think perhaps the other item that I really like is Aregak, a newspaper published in the 60s and 70s. It's really unassuming in some sense. It's a community newspaper. It was published in Wimbledon, but the stories behind it are incredible. The man who published it, Hratch Tchilingirian, is a very colorful character. He was exiled from Iran for his pro-British stance. He established himself in the UK. He had his hands in so many different businesses, but also found time to really attend to the needs of the community. And I think it really speaks to this sense of how deep a respect for the community ran within the Galustian family, and in so many different aspects within the Armenian community, that ensured for the continuity of language and culture over so many decades.
And finally, if you could just tell us about the Armenian collection at the British Library.
So at the British Library, we have a collection that's small in comparison to what you'd find in Armenia, but fairly large in the UK. We have 280 manuscripts in Armenian, and these go from the 9th century up to the early 20th century. And we also have about 6,000 printed books in Krapan, Eastern Armenian, and Western Armenian. And we continue to purchase materials from the Republic of Armenia and from the diaspora to continually grow our collection of Armenian books and magazines.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Շնորհակալություն.